So, okay, here we go. We're rolling. Hi, everybody. I'm Mark Cantor. I'm the founder of South Florida Intervention. And again, I have with me my very lovely wife, Julie, who's the founder of To Mentor, a mentoring and leadership company. And today we want to talk about something that I think is... a lot of people have this issue, and I know I do. It's the correlation between addiction and entrepreneurship, and I think that that's a big part of my story because I was diagnosed with ADD when I was in college, and then prescribed Adderall and Ritalin, and the whole story, but it was such a natural for me to be taking Adderall and be working or be at the office at 6 a.m, 7 a.m, and be working late and thinking I'm Superman and thinking I'm doing things, and really I'm just taking more drugs. But I think by nature, entrepreneurs are kind of addicty people. What do you think?
Yeah, I totally agree. One thing I found really interesting was there was a book that came out I learned about through Mid-Atlantic Venture Association called the Hypomanic Edge. Mm-hmm. And basically mania is like the underbelly of mania is depression. Mm-hmm. So to avoid loneliness, to avoid depression, a lot of people, entrepreneurs, have hypomania. We're pretty intense. We love the deal. We like to run fast. We play hard. We love hard. We work hard. Right. And we want the upside. Our light bulbs are going off left and right.
Right. We like the high. The high. Yeah,
of entrepreneurship.
Yeah,
it is a high. Yeah. And what was interesting about this book, it talked a lot about people that came to America. Mm-hmm. Why is it that person or your relative, why did they come to America versus, or escape in the case of my father, versus tens of thousands, if not millions of other people that didn't. Mm-hmm. They were already a bit pre-wired for hypomania. They came, they built this country. They are the entrepreneurs of our country. Yeah. And
but they were for them, I think a lot of it was about survival. I mean, you hear a lot of great stories, a lot of inspirational stories about people who came to America, during World War II or before World War II, and they had $1 in their pocket, if that.
Yes.
And now they own baseball teams.
Yes, they built.
And those are driven people. And I think that like what other choice did they have? They were either going to be this or that, and they were about survival. Real life survival. But I think what I'm thinking about right now is is a little bit more of the entrepreneur you see today. It's people that they're always on their iPhone and they're always emailing. And I think some of it, honestly, is self-importance and grandiosity.
Which we all have as entrepreneurs.
We do.
Yes.
And we love the deal.
We love the deal.
We love the deal. I used to, when I was in commercial real estate, I used to, getting a meeting with a CEO or, getting a, teeing up a deal to me was like, it was so exciting. It was those times in between those highs that really sucked for me. So.
Yeah. Well, I had a personal experience with this after, during COVID, I started selling PPE supplies. Mm-hmm. And so I have
Which is personal protection equipment, and in case you don't know, I'm sure you do. So.
And, I've never been someone totally addicted to my phone. And all of a sudden, I found myself working 18-hour days, and so-and-so wants 10 million boxes of nitrile gloves. And if I sell them to him, and I've got so-and-so willing to sell them, and I'm the middle woman, and I get 3 cents per box, and I'm going to make $1 million. That happened to me 20 times. Yeah. And I just felt like I quickly felt the addiction to the deal. Right. It was like gambling. All the bright lights were going off, and we're going to make a difference in the world. We're going to get those gloves to hospitals. And there was scam after scam after scam. And, I'm sure a huge underbelly that I had never experienced in business before. Right. But I found myself like crisis selling, and the phone was buzzing up and WhatsApp was buzzing up, and I just felt a change in me. You saw me. I would be up at 3 a.m.
All hours of the night. Yeah.
And it was fun and it was crazy. And, I have to I had to sort of tell myself, this is straight out addiction.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is addiction. This is not addicted to the deal.
Right. Right.
And
yeah. You were kind of chasing the dragon.
It was day trading. It was,
yeah.
So it was supposed to be a side business, and it became all encompassing very quickly. But I felt, I think it was probably the first time.
You felt alive.
I felt energetic, alive, and the ups were so high and the lows were so low.
Right.
Because if you understood PPE, and I'm happy to share with anyone, you understand the highs and lows of it and the mirage. But
well, I understand addiction. I'll tell you something. I understand what being high as a kite, and then like low as the belly button on a snake. That cycle, and I think that's what it is too. But it's understandable, because here we are in the middle of a pandemic. A lot of people, their traditional businesses are, we don't know what's going on.
Yes.
They're just not happening. We don't know what the future holds. So here something comes along and says, hey, may all your dreams come true. And you grab onto it. And I got to tell you, though, that is a lot like addiction, though, because, I felt when I first, I always tell
And
this,
I'm not out of the woods yet, by the way. The light bulbs are still going off. I'm phasing out, but they are still.
When I first discovered amphetamines, I had spent most of my life living kind of this, like the clock is moving slowly. I spent a lot of my life feeling underwhelmed. Like I'm just not, like going to Disney World, there are fireworks. I'm like, what else you got? Come on, And so discovering that drug for the first time, and I thought that was like, I thought that was the, that's distracting. I thought that like this is the fix to everything. This just this is how I've always wanted to feel, and I think that's what addiction is. It hits that center of the midbrain, and it says, and it records these good feelings, and so as an entrepreneur, I think maybe your choice is drug of choice is not a drink or a drug, but it is the next deal. It is self-importance.
Well, it could be drink and drugs. I mean, not in my case, because I don't drink or take drugs. But I think that as entrepreneurs, we work so hard, we can often feel very isolated, or it's lonely at the top.
Right.
And so what happens is we then try to reward ourselves. Mm-hmm. We reward ourselves with chocolate, with shopping online. We reward ourselves with alcohol or drugs, or there's gambling, because it's high pressure, high stress. And when those rewards start becoming destructive, we probably are more predispositioned for straight out addiction.
Right.
Because we are willing to burn the midnight oil. We are so obsessed with the deal, we're probably with that self-importance, we're probably shutting down family. We're probably shutting down friends. Yeah. Don't you see how important I am? Don't you see I need to make $1 million for my family so that they can have this nice house? And we get really obsessed. Yeah. One point that you made, which I think is really important for...
And as your world gets smaller and smaller and smaller, and that's another, keystone of addiction. It's like, it's just getting smaller. So go on, I'm sorry.
But I think one thing that's important that into our marriage, that you got addicted to Adderall. And a lot of people I talk to are like, but that's what they give children.
Right.
That's ADD medication.
Right.
And so a lot of things, so it was a prescription medication that you were on for ADD that's actually, please listen to me, it's like cocaine. It's like speed.
Right.
And we didn't know that it was, I didn't know it was addictive. I mean, the doctor's giving you scripts.
Right.
And this, so something that seems harmless, a prescription medication, actually can lead to full-blown addiction.
Yeah.
And that's what, but a lot of people just don't know that. So I just wanted to mention that in terms of your story.
And a lot of people, and we printed out some articles about, entrepreneurs and addiction and stuff like that from Forbes and
Inc.
And but, and I noticed something in here, but there are a lot of people that come to their addiction, through honest means, a back injury, an accident, and it just takes off from there. And well, I may have come to my addiction through a board certified physician nonetheless, I mean, I had been waiting for that physician my whole entire life, and then once I got my hands on it, so, it was like off to the races. But anyway, I think there's, just in closing too, I've noticed, in my own family that workaholism,
Yes.
that early in the morning to late at night, and again, it's these dopamine releasing activities.
Yeah.
And anything that's a dopamine releasing activity is potentially addictive, whether it's work, gambling, sex, drugs,
Yeah.
or whatever.
I think we justify it, and I think we justify, look, I need to work hard. Look, I need to be able to be on my phone instead of paying attention to my family,
Right.
because I need to be a provider.
Right.
I need to make money. I need to pay the mortgage. I need to pay for kids' college. And so we're basically hiding our addiction
Yeah.
that we want to be workaholics.
Under the guise
of all these.
I'm working hard.
I've got a
I'm
team. I've got
providing,
if the team doesn't survive with me, they won't be able to feed their families without me.
Right.
But underneath it,
Right.
we could be doing some very unhealthy things,
Yeah.
and
You're-
covering it up.
You're avoiding family. You're avoiding your health. Yeah.
Exercise.
And that for me too was that path. At first it was, wow, this drug works great, and then it takes more and more to get the job done, and then there's no end to it, and then my world got smaller, and then I started gaining weight because I'm not taking care of myself, and then the relationships.
He lost over 100 pounds.
Yeah,
like 10 years ago.
I'm probably the only amphetamine addict that gained weight, but Anyway, the video's going on too long, so I want to end it there. Thanks for doing this.
Absolutely.
If we can be of any service to you, your families.
Wait, can I just show
Yeah,
Mark's
go
COVID project?
Yeah.
He wrote a book, How to Do an Intervention, a guide for families. So if you have a loved one who's addicted or you're really worried about it, definitely contact Mark. It's a step-by-step guide to doing an intervention, and he helps get people the help they need.
I must say it's a real page turner. It's really fascinating. And we'll get you a copy. If you want a copy, we'll definitely get you a copy. Julie can be reached at julie@2mentor.com.
TWOmentor.com.
And I can be reached at Mark@South Florida Intervention, spelled out South Florida Intervention. Anyway, thank you. Thanks for joining us, and we'll do another video next week. This has been great. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.